Yes, I know Homelander's son, Ryan, blasted her and turned her into paste. Not to mention, it doesn't seem like her eyes are super durable like the outside of her skin. I guess she's completely bulletproof as long as you don't shoot her in the eye, it seems. So it can get a bit tricky analyzing her strength. Stormfront, let's talk about her from the Boys live action Amazon show. She's one of the many super beings in this universe. They're super beings because of these drugs or chemical stuff known as Compound V or Temp V. Like this serum is the reason why super beings are even superpowered in the first place. So Stormfront is one of the many beings that is powered up because of this stuff. And that's the reason why she's strong in the first place. Like, that's why she can fly, has enhanced durability, like to the point where she can withstand laser blasts from Homelander, the strongest being in this universe. When normal humans try to hit her with a crowbar, she doesn't even really move. And due to these drugs, she's been around for a while. Like, I'm talking about on some non-aging type of stuff.
I was born in 1919.
She's been in a picture with Hitler. She's old.
He gave me the first successful V injection.
Yeah, she says it. V injection. You know, man, this scientist in this universe, Frederick Vaught, was ridiculously smart, creating serum to give people superpowers. That's kind of crazy. On top of super strength, durability, and flight, she can do a little extra stuff like she can literally shoot electrical blast plasma type stuff to lift beings up with these blasts. I mean, one could even say it's because of this is the reason why she can really fly, really, using these to be like jet rocket boosters to blow herself in the air. Because when you see her flying, she's always using these. Like in this case, you see her launch herself in the air with the lightning. Her blasts don't mix well with like rockets or combustible stuff. She can make stuff like that explode from her lightning or plasma blast. The Gen V show showed us a whole bunch of new concepts and powers. And there seems to be certain things that every super has. Even though a lot of supers have their own different abilities, there's certain things that all of them have, like enhanced hearing more than normal humans for the most part, no matter what your power is.
Did you know supes have a wider range of hearing than us? Like dogs.
Let's analyze her strength a bit deeper, shall we? Physically speaking, one can say that might not be her main power or her main attribute, but it does seem like she's decently super strong based on how she's able to restrain Kameko, like another superpowered, super strong being physically. So it lets you know her strength tier. Like you can see, she's having a really hard time because of Stormfront's strength. She doesn't have many lifting features showings with her muscles and stuff, so it's kind of hard to get an idea of what her muscle strength is. But I guess this occasion with Kameko is a good way to understand it. She can do gruesome stuff like this. Like, she can do this to heads. And we see Stormfront pretty much manhandle her like this. So it lets you know that Stormfront's not a weakling in strength. Every super being is different when it comes to durability, but beings like this she can destroy without even relying on her plasma. So I think it's safe to say, if she really had to with her just raw muscle without her plasma, she could more than likely probably lift up at least a car or two, you know, just for her muscle, based on her overpowering other supers with just her physical strength. Now, if we're talking about her hands and how hard she can hit, that pretty much shows her superiority above these other supers too. Because we see her punch this same being she overpowered with muscle. She can literally break your hand with a simple smack. Like, I'm not saying she's as strong as Homelander. You know, this is like play fun or whatever. She pushed him this far to show her striking power and super strength. She's wearing a different outfit here, but yeah, this is her. She can punch and make beings' faces into paste. Supers are constantly getting hit by bullets over and over again, durability-wise. This kind of lets you know how strong she is. She's able to hurt Starlight with a headbutt. Same with strong beings like Maeve. Yeah, she had to dip. Can we all agree with straight hands without relying on her electricity, she could just bust through thick brick walls? Fair, right? Now, on the other hand, when we're talking about her blast power or her lightning, how much she can kind of use her lightning to either blast out with or even lift stuff. Like, we've actually seen her grab beings and sling them. You can tell her blasts have concussive force behind it because these beings go flying. Not to mention she can blast beings through walls and brick walls and stuff. Yeah, so this kind of blast power is a no-brainer. It can extend her range in fighting to where she can kind of like pull you like this to get closer. But yeah, with her lightning, she can definitely pick up cars and sling them that far. Matter of fact, it's pretty much confirmed she could lift probably this many vehicles, if I'm being honest. Based on the fact I literally went to the official Amazon Prime official website. They give you kind of like character bios about characters. And when it comes to Stormfront, they literally describe her limitations, kind of, sort of. She can fling anything lighter than a 747 out of her path. They're talking about a plane, and they was real specific about the plane being a 747, pretty much proving she could literally lift up all these cars. Well, I guess they said anything lighter than a 747 plane, so maybe slightly lighter than this max weight, so that would still be hundreds of tons, because the full weight of a 747 plane is a bare minimum of 260 tons. So even if we want to take some of that weight off, because it said anything lighter in her bio, so anything lighter would still technically be 200 tons or 250 tons, 240 tons. You see what I'm saying? 200 tons would still technically be lighter. So it's safe to say she can produce this much energy by lifting this much weight up. You can look at it like she can lift 200 tons or over 200 tons or 400,000 pounds. It's funny how these things work because this can kind of give you an idea of her raw concussive power of how much blunt force she can produce outward if she can lift this kind of weight with her blast. how much pressure she can exert on you, like as a blast. She can exert with like 200 tons of force of pure pressure if we go off based on what she can live. This kind of raw power would make sense based on what we've seen her do. With her blast power, if she really wanted to, she could just level entire buildings. Like, yeah, this is just like 3 blasts. So yeah, it makes sense for her to be able to blast with 200 tons of force. Her being able to lift 200 tons just pretty much proves, yeah, she can literally level buildings. You can tell she's one of those higher end supers because supers like this that can eat bullets, with her blast power, she can actually knock these beings out with ease. Now, when it comes to how fast she is, this episode, for example, we got an idea of her speed.
I have to stop by Vought Tower. I will be back in 20 minutes. I've been searching everywhere for you.
She apparently flew to this place known as Sage Grove, which is in Pennsylvania, back and forth to Vought Tower within the span of 20 minutes. This would imply she's fast enough to fly distances like this and back in like 20 minutes. Stuff like this would imply she could probably fly around supersonic speed. You know, she can attack you at lightning speeds based on her blast speed. Like maybe her fist can't come at you at this speed, but maybe her lightning can hit you at over 100,000 miles per hour. What do you think? It gets a bit tricky because the hierarchy can get a little confusing. Like, I don't think she's up there with like Soldier Boy or Homelander when it comes to the hierarchy. We've seen her fight all the soup women in this show, like her countering Starlight, even getting hit from Maeve and still fighting back after being hit by Maeve, even though Maeve seemed like she got this physical strength advantage. It's really going to come down to personal opinion. They don't like actually type this stuff out, but we know when it comes to durability, she's not the best, but when it comes to the top tiers in durability, Soldier Boy and Homelander, we know they can possibly withstand nukes, or at the very least, the show implies that it would take a bare minimum of a nuclear bomb to actually kill these beings. So they could be nuke level or slightly below it, you know, it's up in the air, you know what I mean? I think this kind of stuff correlates to their blast power because, you know, just like how they can apparently withstand nukes, they can punch that hard. These two can damage each other. That's why I'm bringing this stuff up when it comes to their durability and punching power. It kind of goes hand in hand. Like I said, there's no exact math, but when it comes to Queen Maeve, this girl right here, we've seen her punch Homelander, somebody that can apparently withstand nukes, and he got a nosebleed. It's vice versa. Whenever they bring up Homelander or Soldier Boy, they talk about, oh, it must have been a nuke to take these guys out. You know, because there was this time they thought something had killed Soldier Boy, and it was like, man, something killed Soldier Boy. It must have been a nuke.
What's PCL read?
You believe the rumors, it's the thing that killed Soldier Boy.
Had to have been a fucking H-bomb. It was nearly as strong as...
Notice how they bring up hydrogen bombs. So I'm just giving you an idea of what these suits are apparently durable enough to. This doesn't seem like an exaggeration. There's characters that are done tests on these characters. You know, if we're to take that kind of stuff seriously, and Maeve can punch and damage these same beings, that says a lot about how heavy these guys' swings are, or their punches, Maeve included. Like, we never seen Stormfront and Homelander get like a serious fight, but we did see her do this to him, caught him off guard. But it's not a fight or nothing, but we did see her withstand a blast from here. But she did get melted by his kid. So it's kind of up in the air. Like, was Homelander holding back? Is the kid stronger than Homelander? This kind of melted her. So yeah, it's kind of hard to tell where she is in hierarchy. We know she can hurt Maeve. We know Maeve can hurt Homelander, even though Homelander and Soldier Boy are superior to her in punching power or blast power. If you don't agree that her punching power is up there with Maeve, I would at least say her blast power should be somewhere in the ballpark. She died too soon. We never got to see a Maeve and Stormfront proper 1v1, but she could be like close to Maeve, or one could argue like a tie with her. You know, it just depends on how you look at it. What do you think she compares to Maeve? I mean, they did jump her. She had to run away, but they had to jump her. How do you think a Maeve versus Stormfront fight would have went, like 1v1? So, yeah, depending on how you look at it, guys, one could speculate she would be able to, if you believe she can harm Soldier Boy or Homelander, even slightly, even if they're superior to her, that would kind of mean her hits would got to be similar to certain hydrogen bombs, certain smaller nuclear bombs, maybe not the biggest nuclear bomb, maybe like a smaller one or something, via speculation. All we can do is speculate. She's gone now. We don't really know for sure how she stacks up compared to Homelander or Soldier Boy, but one could argue this is in the realm of possibility, maybe, with her blasts at, you know, how potent they are. If you don't want to believe she can hit with the hydrogen bomb levels of force, one could argue she could tremble like a whole city block at the very least, or just level an entire city block. Wouldn't you think that's more reasonable? I kind of think this is more reasonable, being able to level like several buildings at once with one blast. Like, I want to hear your thoughts below. Like, do you think with a single energy blast, she would be able to level a city block this size or something, multiple houses size, or building size structures? Based on the apparent durability of some of these top tiers, for her to even be able to hang or harm these beings to some degree with her punches or blasts, she would kind of have to be somewhere like this for it to even make sense. You know, they was apparently working on a weakness for her. We don't never know if this would have worked or not because they never got to test it, but this was apparently a weakness, I guess.
The RPG releases an electromagnetic pulse on impact. Should cut through Stormfront's plasma balls.
How sure are you?
It's a guesstimate.
How potent do you think her blast power is? How much blast power do you think her plasma bolts got? I mean, it's confirmed they're like lightning, and she can shock people with it. Purple plasma. And before Stormfront blows up your apartment complex, she agrees that you should definitely hit a like on this video. It will really help me out a lot, guys. Thanks for the donations, guys. Stormfront's kind of mighty, even though she got melted. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.